Hello everyone and welcome to episode 70 of my Guild Wars 2 Let's Play series. For today we are continuing with Act 6 of the personal story where we are going to start a light in the darkness. So let's travel to the Grove and meet with Traherne. We have recently recruited a bunch of allies as a member of each of the three orders where we went around the world and basically just recruited different people with different skill sets in order to help us try to retake Claw Island, which is what we are currently working towards. But of course we need to meet up with the Pale Tree because Traherne wants the Pale Tree's advice. A light in the darkness, and we can see this very cool looking concept art with what looks like a lot of people or something right there, but we have Avatar of the Tree and Traherne.
We seek your wisdom.
Bide a while. I have much to show you both. Come to me. Let me show you the way.
Mother Tree, I am sure by now you have heard of the destruction at Claw Island. Zaitan is attacking in force.
The soul of Tyria mourned as her children were cut down by the beast. The land wept, and the world shuddered.
My friend and I seek to right that wrong. We wish to fight Zaitan and take back what was lost. We've come to ask your counsel.
The answer is at the heart of Tyria's future, and your own. Both of you must face the darkness, become guiding stars in the night.
Is it even possible to defeat Zaitan?
Only with great courage. Come, I will show you a vision of your future, and the challenges to come. It is time, my brave friends. Your future awaits.
Let us step through the portal into the Pale Tree's vision. So we can go ahead and travel through here, and we can see where we land. Ajda Kabar, the Royal Tombs, or however you pronounce that.
I have been here. In truth, this vision is unsettling. Let us hurry. The Pale Tree has lessons yet to be revealed.
I think it's Azabi Kabar. But let's go ahead and follow the Pale Tree through the vision of Or.
A nation to rival Kryta, Ascalon, and Ilona. The human gods lived in the city of Arar, and the people here were blessed. After the gods left, the humans banded into guilds and warred upon each other. The guild wars caused great devastation, and the nations faltered.
The Guild Wars, how meta. Let's go ahead and continue forward this way where I have a bunch of kegs of liquid karma, and we can see the Avatar of the Tree up here.
Where does this road lead, Mother?
To the ancient city of Arar, the dragon's stronghold. That is your goal. Along the way, you will glimpse things that may yet come to pass.
So this mission is very cool because we are going to learn a lot of things about the past, but also the future, where we are also being attacked by a bunch of Orion minions, so we're just going to have to work our way through here a little bit.
These creatures are formidable, tougher than the ones at Claw Island. How will we defeat them?
Alone, you cannot. But with unity, you will find that many impossible things can be achieved.
Continuing up here, of course, I love the look of Aura where we see kind of like old dead sea life because Aura was sunk beneath the waves and then risen by Zaitan, so it has like a very interesting dynamic of like ancient ruins but also like aquatic sea life and then undead vibes. And then of course we can see some strongholds here with different members of the orders.
Defenders of Tyria, when Zaitan rose from slumber, the dragon found a long-dead nation and claimed it. The dragon expected the rest of Tyria to be as easily conquered. But we live, and we breathe, and we fight. All races, all orders, and all paths of life stand against Zaitan. The dragon is a fearsome enemy. It wants nothing more than to paralyze us with doubt. But I tell you this, we are not afraid! We will never kneel! Do you feel that? The dragon hears us! To Arar and victory! Is this a vision of the future? Mother, I do not understand. I'm no general.
You must be what Tyria needs you to be, my son. You have more courage than you realize.
So let's go ahead and charge forth with the Vigil, the Whispers, and the Priory, who seem to be united here together in the common cause of pushing against Zhaitan. But we can continue following the Pale Tree through the Vision of Ore, where I think we might have to kill a few undead here. So let's go ahead and do just that, where we see a veteran risen giant. Very, very cool looking. We have seen a couple of giants in our time playing Guild Wars 2, but of course this is a risen one, which is a very, very, very cool vibe. And let's go ahead and just defeat all of them. Victory, but we see the avatar of the tree over here, so let's go ahead and run this way, where we just saw a vision of the future, and now I think we will be able to see some visions of the past.
The past taints the future. Our heroes have fallen. They must be redeemed. You are the catalyst. You must bring them together. Heal their wounds.
Where were you? We needed you. Snaff. I couldn't protect him. I can still hear him screaming.
Someone was going to die no matter what I did. Snaff or my queen. I had to make a choice. You would have done the same. Any of you! If the person you loved was in danger, you would have done the same.
Destiny's Edge disbanded after their loss against the Elder Dragon, Kralkatorrik. To this day, they have unresolved grievances with one another.
It was your responsibility. Snaff trusted you, and you failed him.
I tried to keep him out of danger. I would have given anything to prevent his death.
It wasn't enough. You weren't enough. You should have died Heir instead of him.
Logan was called away by his queen. Yet Heir chose to fight the Elder Dragon. They lost. Glint died, along with Snaff, Soldier's mentor and friend.
I've tried so very hard. They can't stop arguing. They can't understand that the dragons are more important. They'd throw everything away. I'm alone. And I'm tired.
Come back to me. If the world must end, let us spend our last days in each other's arms.
These visions represent a possible future for Destiny's Edge, should they not resolve their quarrels. We need them to reconcile, if we're to defeat Zhaitan.
Which, of course, these visions detail basically the events of the book.
Oh yes, the Guild Wars. Still angry over the loss of Ascalon, the Char struck hard while humanity fought with itself. The Char ravaged Ascalon with searing cauldrons and marched on Ore. As hope failed, an Orion named Vizier Kilbron read the lost scrolls and unleashed an ancient curse. The curse annihilated the Char army, but it destroyed Ore as well. A cataclysm plunged the nation into the ocean. Everything was lost.
The book Edge of Destiny, which all of the characters of Destiny's Edge is from, and we know in that book that Glint and Snaff died, and that has basically broken up the Destiny's Edge. But we've seen through the dungeon stories that we're slowly reuniting Destiny's Edge together. But let's go ahead and continue this way, where we need to find the Pale Tree over here, where we are now at Compass Plaza. Right over here we can see the avatar of the tree, and a very, very, very cool area.
This is the tomb of the kings of Ore. Walk inside and seek truth, but be warned, the future can change in the blink of an eye.
The future can change in the blink of an eye. Let's go ahead and continue through here, where there are some risen that we can go ahead and fight. Kind of a taste of what we have to come in Ore. And we can see that these tombs go on over there where we need to go to the Green Starburst, of course, for our story objective. But out of all of the Green Starbursts we have seen throughout our series and our adventures in Guild Wars 2, this may be one of the more interesting ones, where we can see Eye of Zhaitan and the last Keen of Ore. So let's go ahead and fight this minion of Zhaitan, a gigantic eye. And there's another Risen Thrall here, so let's go ahead and just try to pop everything basically and deal as much damage as possible. We could try to break this stun bar, but I have a feeling, oh, there goes a little bit. We'll probably just kill before we stun break him, but it looks like we're making decent progress. The green bar is winning, and it's no longer, oh, there we go, feared. Oh, we broke it, there we go. So we can go ahead and just easily finish off the Eye of Zhaitan now, and maybe communicate with the last Keen of Ore.
To see the sky, feel once more the wind, and the sun. Although my nation is drowned, a slow blood still pulses in its veins. Ore was once the heart of Tyria, so full of life. I was the last of a line of proud rulers. Now my nation is enslaved. What do you seek here? Ore has nothing left to give, save ash and bones.
We came to fight Zhaitan. Can you give us counsel?
Zhaitan can be defeated, but that will not save Ore. The land must be cleansed of this poison. Seek the source.
Is Zhaitan the source, or is there some other poison that fouls Ore? Please, tell us.
Seek the source. Cleanse Ore. Seek the source.
Seek the sauce. Okay, that was really cringe. We have Traherne now, and we can go ahead and leave out of this area and find the pale tree further in Ore.
It was Zhaitan, the elder undead dragon that pulled Ore from the depths. The massacre of Ore gave the dragon fertile ground to create its horrific army. Zhaitan's power does not end here. In slaughter, its army grows stronger. Claw Island was just the beginning. The dragons are destruction. They will not stop until all life on Tyria is destroyed.
This area is very, very, very cool looking, but let's go ahead and continue over here to one of my favorite areas in vanilla Guild Wars 2, which just looks super, super cool as we turn to the left up here and head up these stairs where we have the Promenade of the Gods, which leads to Aral, the ruined city, and we have statues of the different human gods on either side of the promenade.
Your last challenge on the road to Aral will be the Guardian of the Gate. Beyond this, I cannot foretell. Once before, I gave this sword to a beloved son. Now, I pass it on to you, Traherne. Its name is Caladbol. Bear it with honor, and the sword will never fail you. Test yourselves against the Guardian, then return to me in the grove.
Now we march forward. Where it's nice that we don't have to fight these Risen, they are green to us right now. Let's go ahead and just run past them. Of course, having some swiftness is nice. We do not currently have access to our mount because we are in a vanilla story mission and there's no mount or like gliding access once you unlock gliding or whatnot, because it is locked inside of instances at that current state of the game. But we have the Gate Guardian here at the narthex, and he looks very, very cool. And of course, he is a Risen undead, and he will yell death good just like the other Risen. So let's go ahead and DPS him down. Where similar to the Eye of Zhaitan, it doesn't seem like he is too difficult, and if anything, he's actually a little bit easier, even though he is the final boss. But still very, very cool. Which, an incredibly important thing here is that Traherne now has Caladbog, Rhiannox Blade, which we explored in the personal story, of course, earlier in the series, and that was a very, very fun storyline. And it is cool to see Traherne taking up such a legendary blade, as it seems that he's destined to be a great leader and perhaps will unify the three orders together. But this Gate Guardian is almost dead. Let's go ahead and just throw everything you have at him.
Once more you stand on sacred ground. Remember what you have seen. Speak with me, and I will guide you.
Or has had all hope stripped from it. To confront the dragon, you must first overcome your greatest fear, lest you be consumed by it. Tell me, what do you fear, Athelsilian? And this is an incredibly important decision here. So we have three different options here. And typically what you would want to do is to actually say what your greatest fear is, which I'm going to say what my actual greatest fear is on this character. But this decision is very important because chapter 7 of the personal story, about 80% or so, 70% of the chapter depends on one of these three different options. So we will be exploring all three of these options and the different story steps that are connected to each of the options on our three different characters. So for this character, let's choose what my biggest fear out of these three would be: that an innocent person who believed in me would die because I couldn't save them, that I would fail so grievously that I would lose the respect of my comrades and be dishonored, that one day through my actions I'd condemn someone to suffer in agony. Which all three of these are definitely fears that I feel a lot, maybe the middle one less so than the other two, but I think out of all three of them, the innocent person who believes in me dying because I couldn't save them might be the highest out of these three specifically. So let's go ahead and pick this option, where she says, "You are a good person, Athelsilian, that you seek to protect the innocent shows your gentle heart. Hold fast to that earnestness. It will also be your strength."
To know the future, even the mere possibility can be a great burden. I am sorry, brave heroes, that you must walk this path.
Must these things come to pass, Mother? Must I take up Khalidbolg and travel into the heart of Or?
You must both take up this mantle. Traherne, your duty is to cleanse Or. Your friend shall aid you, and then face the dragon.
And Claw Island, can we retake it and save Lion's Arch?
I believe so, but that will not be your first test. The dragon seeks to destroy its enemies before they can strike. I see within the dream that Zaitan's forces enter battle, not against Lion's Arch, but at the heart of your order.
My order headquarters? No, how could that be? How could Zaitan even know?
Those who have been corrupted reveal everything to Zaitan. Nothing is secret, least of all those places where his enemies hide.
If my friends are in danger, I have to go to them. They have no warning, they'll be slaughtered.
I will go with you. Our fates are bound together, and from this day forward, we fight as one.
Farewell, valiant souls. May your wild hunt be successful, and may your courage illuminate the dark of night.
Where we have completed this story mission, and I can choose Merchant Express, Bank Access, or Trading Post. Let's pick the Trading Post. And now we have the Priory Assailed, where we can defend Durmand Priory from Zaitan's army. So let's meet Traherne and Lornar's Pass. But a very interesting thing that I think about a lot is the idea that basically when an individual is risen by Zaitan, their knowledge or intelligence is basically transferred into Zaitan, which is a very interesting concept because it's basically like a hive mind system or part of like a hive mind system, but it really brings forth a lot of interesting ideas when it comes to, we want to go here, that's weird. when it comes to the idea of fighting Zhaitan, because you have all these different like people who could potentially die in the line of duty against Zhaitan, and then their knowledge is transferred to like Zhaitan basically. So if a very high ranking member of any of the orders like Almora Soulkeeper dies, it might be even more devastating to like the Vigil than just the fact that like Almora died. And then you can take that a step in a different direction and think about ideas like maybe inappropriate things that certain people know or feel or have opinions about or have interests in, that now Zhaitan knows all of that as well. And then you have like all the different people of Tyria that have, you know, all of those different things, which is just a very, very, very interesting idea. And that goes into like every idea of the world. I'm sure Zhaitan knows a lot of different scrambled egg recipes. The Priory Assailed. What a cool piece of concept art. This looks so cool. This might be one of my favorite ones in the game, actually, now that I just say looking at this right now. It's definitely recency bias. But this was really weird. We had to go all the way up here to join a story mission down here. Anyways, Traherne.
Look there, the pale tree was right. The Durmand Priory is overwhelmed. We'll have to fight our way in.
The scholars need our help. We need to gather everyone we find. Build a fighting force as we head in.
Good idea. Be cautious, Magister. These Orions are fueled by the dragon's hatred, and it is strong right now.
Don't worry, my friend. I'll watch your back, you watch mine.
We must protect the Priory at any cost. If we lose their knowledge, Mother help us! Zhaitan's army has grown.
Fight your way to the heart of the Priory. It looks like the Priory have it handled right here, and I currently have the objective to go further in. So Gix is down here. Let's go ahead and help him out. But there are a ton of Risen and a ton of Priory here fighting, and this is really cool. It's like a massive battle going on, but of course there are some dead Priory on the ground, which is unfortunate, and Gix just launched a cannon that destroyed all of the Risen.
It's overloading.
I just dodged that, actually. So let's go ahead and speak with Steward Gix.
That mega laser boat was gigantic. Steward Gix, you alright?
I'm fine. Poor, brave scholars. Our explorers fought well, but we were no match for the Risen.
More undead are coming. What can we do to defend against them?
Go downstairs, to the vaults. Defend the research teams. They can help us raise an appropriate defense. Break out the emergency weapons supply. Tell them to gather every obscure invention and ready every inscrutable device. We are not giving up. Once you clear the undead out of the vaults, get back up here. My magic can only hold back the Risen for a short while.
We'll hurry. Do everything you can, Steward Gix. Just give us time.
Ha! I am a genius!
So let's go ahead and run down here, where this is a very, very, very cool area that I love a lot, which is basically the downstairs part of the Durmand Priory. But we have the Vault Librarian, and we are here to help. So we just picked this up. Let's go ahead and clear the Risen from the underground vaults, where there are a ton of them around here, and we have a very interesting weapon here that does a variety of different things. So let's try to read this without dying. So we can kick, we can suck and blow people away. Okay, and we have a vacuum magic inhalation, draws the enchantment from the target, storing the energy as a charge, usable once per target. And then that's what the third ability is there. And Diphrastic Bolt, simple energy attack that grows more powerful as the polarizer gains charges. And we just leveled up to level 63. So let's go ahead and get our reward there. And then we still have a ton more Risen to fight through. Now we can return to Steward Gix. So let's go ahead and head back up here. Wish I cannot go through this entrance. And which way do I go? I think it's over here. Here's the entrance. And of course the heart of the Priory looks very, very cool. but we have some sort of magical shield right here that Gix has casted, and we have the Wraith Lord Zim Alarjan. So let's go ahead and fight him, where this definitely seems like a very powerful Risen, and he's actually not taking a lot of damage. Wow, we did so much stuff and he barely took any damage, so this is definitely going to be a little bit of a bigger fight. And we can see, of course, this Mega Laser laying on the ground, where it might have been useful right now in order to blast this Lich Wraith Lord. Wraith. Who is a Lord? Okay, this actually took like 2 or 3 minutes, but here we are. Almost there, 1% health. There we go.
If we hadn't arrived in time, the Priory would have been lost. Thank the Pale Tree.
The Mother Tree is very wise. I'm glad we saw her. If the Priory had fallen, we'd never be able to defend Lion's Arch. Do you remember what she said? With unity, many impossible things can be achieved. She was right. The Priory can't fight Zhaitan like this. We may have the knowledge, but we lack both an army and the resources.
We can't have that kind of peace-loving, low-down poltroon talk. Did the Risen strike you on the head? We cannot give up the struggle.
Steward, the other orders of Tyria share our concerns about the dragons. The Priory should contact them and divulge information on all.
Terrible idea. The Order of Whispers are underhanded backstabbers, and those brainless warmongers in the Vigil are even worse.
You're wrong, Winnet. They simply have their own ways of fighting Zhaitan. Both would be staunch allies in this war.
Perhaps you're right. The fact that Zhaitan could strike at the Priory's heart shakes me to the core. I trust you, Magister, and I trust Traherne. Go to the other orders. Set up a meeting. Tell them that the Durmand Priory respectfully wishes to negotiate terms of accord.
Thank you, Steward. I'll do everything I can.
Where we have now completed this story mission, where we can pick a new head item, and let's go with the Trooper's Mask, and I can equip that like that, and we no longer have the hood, where we can go ahead and exit to Lornar's Pass. And now we have a brand new story mission, which I believe is the final story mission in Act 6. Retribution. Attend the Order Summit in Lion's Arch, where we can go ahead and do that, but let's go ahead and explore the attack of the Order Whispers and the attack on the Vigil before we do that. Where first, let's do the Order Whispers with the story mission Critical Blowback. And really quickly, I just want to do this hero challenge because I've been kind of meaning to. Every time we come through here, it's been bothering me that I haven't done it on this character, and we have 2 other people here with us, so this should be pretty easy. And then we can go ahead and head into the Chantry of Secrets, because this is going to be a pretty important story mission where we defend the Chantry from the forces of Zhaitan. Traherne says it's too quiet as there is a massive alarm just blaring. And I've never really turned around here, but that looks really cool back there. We have an arcane countermeasure.
Override protocol engaged. Access denied.
Let's go ahead and chat with Traherne, where he says, I hope we're not too late, and we can say we need to hurry. The Order needs us.
Chantry's greatest defense is its secrecy. Without that protection, all may be lost.
So let's go ahead and head back this way, where we have the arcane countermeasure again. Oh, there's Demi. Hello, Demi. Let's see what's going on.
Lightbringer, thank the six you're here. I was out on the beach and I heard alarms. Something terrible must be happening.
The Pale Tree warned us that Zhaitan's forces would attack the Order. It seems the Risen got here first and triggered the Chantry's defenses.
If the Preceptors are still inside, then they're trapped. The Dragon's minions are single-minded. They won't stop until everyone inside is dead.
We have to get in there, Demi. Can you find the override?
I'll do my best. I'll turn off the security system. Tybalt taught me a bit about thwarting these systems. Let me try a reboot.
Restarting systems. Power cycling in 3, 2, 1. System restore complete.
Hold your breath. This'll fix it. Or it'll fix us. That should do it. Let's go.
Let's go. We need to clear the antechamber. So there's a population control device. Alright, let's go ahead, leave that there. Where there are indeed a ton of Risen, other shockwave turrets and stuff. So let's go ahead and just try to kill all of the Risen in here. We're probably going to kill some of the turrets along the way, but they're attacking us. So I guess it's only fair that we attack them. Let's go ahead, just shadow step up here, and then we could go stealth and get a nice backstab in. I guess that was a front stab and turn around at the last second. But very easy to kill these simple Risen. The brutes are a little bit tougher, of course, as we know. Let's heal up and then throw those on the ground. And let's go ahead. Oh, I was revealed. Let's try it on this throw. Nice stab, and then stab again. He got knocked back into us. That's nice. And then we have another throw here, which I believe is the last one. So let's go ahead, kill him.
Showing more intelligence, striking at the heart of your order. It's almost unfathomable.
Okay, looks like there might be more Risen around here somewhere. So let's just keep an eye out and then maybe go into the chamber over here where we have this portal that will take us there. So let's go through this. And looks like we cannot do that yet. Maybe we need to clear the turrets. I thought it was just the Risen, but these are also enemies that we might have to clear. Okay, there's all of the turrets, I think. Let's try going into here again. Nope. Oh, there's a turret right at the beginning that we ran past. So that might be what's blocking our progress here. Let's go back and deal with him. There it is right there. Order Whispers security bolt turret with some dead Risen and some dead Order Whispers agents on the ground, which is very unfortunate.
Yes. Quickly, try the door to the inner annex.
Okay, now we can go through the door to the inner annex. So let's come over here. I absolutely love the globe of Tyria there, but in through here, and hopefully the preceptors are okay. I guess it's still not working.
Sounds reasonable. Hey, this locking mechanism was built by Tybalt. He probably put an override password on it. Any idea what he'd use?
Let's see. Tybalt was a char at heart. I can probably force the lock. Tybalt respected intelligence. Maybe there's a backup override. Tybalt trusted very few people. Maybe there's a password. Let's go with that one. Could it be Dragon, Apples, Legion, or Tybalt? Let's go with Apples. The locking mechanism sparks, then hums to life. Thanks, Tybalt.
One way for safety. Only the preceptors can open it from the far side. Once through, we won't be able to come back until we find them.
So let's enter the central annex. Travel through the portal, and we are here where we see some agents down there.
The Orions have tunneled in through the walls.
We have to rally everyone together and make a stand. Hurry!
Let's go this way and rescue the preceptor. Alright, let's go ahead and just use our elite skill here and just deal with this big group. Alright, I love the look of this area, and it's always very fun to come here and explore this place.
Damn good to see you. Quickly, we're needed in the main annex chamber.
So now we have Halvora's Snap Dagger. Let's go ahead and help her out as well. Alright, I see another group over there. Yeah, Preceptor Valens, who I don't really remember this character too well. She's kind of like a background preceptor, less important than the others in the main story at least, but still like of the same ranking. We have a Riel over here, or in here. Allegedly, there she is, hiding behind her desk. Let's go ahead and chat with her, and we have rallied her.
We need to know who's still alive.
And now I believe we have rescued everyone, so let's go ahead and regroup.
We thought we'd be safe in the annex. The portal was sealed, the corridor defenses activated, but the Orions burrowed through the walls.
There must be some way to seal the tunnels so that the undead can't reach the chantry, or some way to escape.
Impossible. We're trapped in here. Prepare for your final...
No, Halvora, there is a way.
During the Chantry's construction, the Master of Whispers planted explosives in the island's foundation, a safeguard. If the Chantry were seized by our enemies, it would be destroyed. To ensure secrecy, the Preceptors were not told, though each Master of Whispers did pass the information on to their successor.
But if you know about it, Rio, that means you're...
Yes, Lightbringer. I am the Master of Whispers. We must alter the device to detonate only the explosives in the Orient tunnels, not those beneath this chamber. Lightbringer, this task falls to you. The rest of us will defend you, if need be, with our lives. Do not fail.
Yes, Master. It will be done.
We'll hold them off as long as we can. Activate the device as soon as you're ready.
More Orions. To arms! Protect the Master of Whispers.
So there's the big reveal where we just learned that Rio Darkwater, who we thought was a preceptor and was kind of just helping us along the way, and everyone was alluding to this mysterious Master of Whispers who was the leader of the Order of Whispers. The Master of Whispers is in fact Rio. Where let's go ahead and calibrate the explosive devices, and we have to go around to each of them. You know, one in here, where there's a giant abomination right there. Let's go ahead and avoid him. Maybe come this way. This does provide swiftness. So let's go ahead, activate this one, and then there's two at the other end, where there's one in this tent and then one right there in the opening. The abomination came out of that tent and is attacking everybody. But fortunately for us, we have some strong allies. I love the printing press and all the different machines. Alright, let's go ahead and explode the bombs. So this is going to destroy the Chantry of Secrets, but also the undead with it.
Did it work? Are we safe?
The tunnels are collapsed.
Watch out! Something must have been close to the surface when the explosion occurred. It's breaking through.
Stand together, fight together.
We have Admiral Feist Bakir, a very powerful undead. So let's go ahead and deal with him. Throw that on the ground. Use our elite skill, get a lot of confounding bolts, which applies some confusion so he takes damage when he hits us. And then we can go ahead and just use our Heartseeker. That's what this is called, right? Yes, it is. And we can go ahead and just try to finish him off.
Friends and companions, the day is ours. The Chantry is safe. We defeated these abominations because we fight as one. It's a proud day for the Order.
You're right, Master. Traherne and I spoke with the Pale Tree. She said with unity, many impossible things can be achieved. The Order of Whispers can't fight Zhaitan alone. We may have the resources, but we don't have the knowledge, and we don't have the army. The other orders of Tyria are making futile plans to retake Claw Island. They will fail, unless we aid them.
Speak one word and the Priory scholars won't shut up for days. The Vigil's even worse. Those thickwits can barely form complete sentences.
You're wrong, Dawn. They're different, yes, but both have their own ways of fighting Zhaitan. They could be our allies.
There are risks, but if you're sure the others will cooperate, it could benefit us. I trust you, Lightbringer, and I trust Traherne. Some years ago, he and I worked together to defeat my predecessor, who had been corrupted by the dragons. Since then, Traherne has kept my identity a secret. Go to the others, set up a meeting. Tell them that the Order of Whispers is stepping out of the shadows and wishes to collaborate.
Thank you, Master. I'll do everything I can.
I know so much about all, but I've done nothing to stop the devastation. Am I at fault?
So I thought those explosives was going to destroy the Chantry, but it just destroyed part of the Chantry, where we have a dungeon helmet from Caudicus's Manor that we can go ahead and get. So let's go ahead and equip this. We have unlocked 2 skins from Caudicus's Manor, so let's go ahead and equip that. And it looks pretty decent, but we also leveled up to level 65, where we got another armor piece. Maybe we'll pick the pants, and let's go ahead and equip that, where we now have Retribution. But of course, we have one more order story to play through. So let's go ahead and come over here where we can go ahead and meet Traherne at Vigil Keep to complete the Under Siege story mission.
That sounds like battle. The Vigil needs us.
Let's go ahead and head this way where we see a ton of Arisen trebuchets lead.
War Master, Traherne!
Intelligence.
Thank the
Striking at the heart of your order.
Inspired your presence. We're under siege.
Laying siege to Vigil Keep. So let's go ahead and come with the War Master here.
What kind of foul magic was that? We must reconfigure our strategy.
Bone walls. Those require powerful magic. We face no mere foot soldiers. There's an Orion Vizier in there.
They've cut us off. The Orions are protecting the weaponry that's battering our keep's fortifications. We have to destroy those siege engines.
Vigil Keep has defensive weaponry on the far ramparts, but they were damaged in the first assault. We didn't have the manpower to repair them. If we could clear the walls of undead and safeguard her path to the catapults, Blacksmith Von Heck can fix anything.
Then we'll have to give her that chance. Let's get to the top of the walls and check in with General Soulkeeper.
I salute your bravery, my friend. Strike hard and fast, and we'll guard your back. Form up, Vigil.
Time to smash some rotting heads.
So let's go ahead and head up towards the ramparts where we have some groups of Arisen along the way. So let's go ahead and help out all the Vigil Crusaders along this road. Vigil Keep is such a cool set piece, and I love how this area looks so much. Where, oh, I just leapt in the wrong direction. One more group here, and then we can go ahead and get on top of the ramparts and see what we have to do next. Let's come up here where we have some catapults, but we also have a ton of Arisen around here. There's this plague carrier who is probably going to explode. Okay, we killed him in time. And that Thrall, another Thrall here. Both Traherne and I have like a whirlwind attack, which is fun. We're both just spinning to win right now. Never rise again. Let's go ahead and kill this Risen Brute. And I just put down my symbol there, but the Brute got knocked out, which is okay. But I think we need to continue this way because we have to rebuild the trebuchets, I believe.
Oh, it's the General. Stand at attention.
Stand at attention.
Hostiles eradicated in the inner keep. They were tunneling under the walls, the rotten scum.
Reporting for duty, General. I hope you don't mind that I brought a friend.
War Master, Traherne, good timing. We need every able-bodied soldier we can deploy. Ephod, what's our status?
I must report defeat, ma'am. There's an Orion wizard down there. We weren't able to get through the magical barriers.
Disappointing, but understandable. Secondary recommendations? Anyone?
Ephod says there's a blacksmith who can repair our catapults. Traherne and I can clear the ramparts while Ephod follows behind to protect the civilian.
Once the Orion siege weapons are destroyed, they'll have to lower the magical walls if they intend to continue the attack on Vigil Keep.
Without those walls, I'm confident we'd have been successful, General. This time, there'll be no stopping us.
Excellent. While you do that, the Crusaders and I will defend the wall. Move out!
Blacksmith Von Hez, the daughter of Bygarth, one of the most legendary Norn smiths. She can fix anything.
So let's go ahead and continue along the ramparts with some Risen Brutes blocking our way, and of course the undead are still laying siege to the ramparts, so we need to be careful about their attacks, telegraphed by the red circles, of course. Where we are just about to level up to level 65, and I feel like it's going to happen right here. So let's kill these two brutes, and there we go, level 65. So I think this is currently, or is about to be, my highest level character on my account, where we just unlock the Scallywag Helm, which is an exotic armor piece, which is cool. It is the second to highest level of stats available in the game. There's also legendary armor and weapons, which shares the same like top level of stats as ascended armor, which is one above exotic armor, but legendary armor is just special in a variety of ways. Let's go ahead and kill this thrall, and then we should maybe equip this as well, where it's definitely going to look a little funny looking, I think, if I remember what this skin looks like. Let's go ahead, come over here and equip that. And yeah, it definitely looks very cool in its own way, but definitely not a skin that I use too much. I like the big hoop right there, but let's go ahead, continue this way, and then maybe we could like ram into the enemies, just lower our heads a little bit and charge forward, and we probably kill one of the Risen that way. There is a giant abomination here, so let's go ahead, and he just got most of his stacks of frenzy. Let's try to kill him before he can do too much damage. Wow, we just obliterated him. There we go. Let's deal with these undead, and then we should be able to clear the way for the blacksmith here.
You never know how to prioritize till you get attacked by screaming undead. There you go, War Master. Good as new. Let him have it.
Let's go ahead, and we're gonna have to probably do a few attacks. So we just need to go up a little bit, and then that should kill that trebuchet. Okay, I guess we have to hit him multiple times. So let's fire again. We just got knocked off of ours, but there goes the one trebuchet. So let's go ahead and move this way a little bit, where we're gonna have to deal with 4 more, I believe. So let's go ahead, put a little bit and fire, and we're about to get knocked off again, which is unlucky. Oh, I hit the far one. Let's go ahead, just tap it. Are we going to hit the closer one by tapping, or is it going to require a little bit? Oh, we did hit it just by tapping. That's nice. So I think 2 will kill, and then we'll just go a little bit further for that one, and that should kill the far one. Oh, I went too far. Okay, I'll watch that. And that should be good, hypothetically. There we go. And then let's aim this way, where they're also both kind of lined up right behind each other again. So let's go ahead, do a little bit, and then I can try to do a little bit again and hope it lands. Oh, we hit the far one again. So let's just do a tiny bit. Okay, we killed the far one, that's nice. Do a tiny bit. There we go, and this one should kill the last one. There we go.
You did it, War Master.
No time to celebrate. The undead are making one last push.
The Orions dare to strike at our keep. Well, they shall see how a cornered lion fights.
That was a very cool cinematic.
For that little wall trick. Let's join the fray down on the field.
Very cool cinematography. I wonder, I did not mean to do that right like that. I thought maybe we could jump down into the river, but I guess this is another fast way down, where we're over here now. So let's go ahead and run across the field, and let's go ahead and join Almora in the fight, where they should be charging from right there. So we kind of beat them by dying and going to the checkpoint, where Effoot just teleported to us, which is funny. So let's go ahead and kill this group, and then we can push further in, where I see more brutes around here, and hopefully we can find the Vizier and kill the magical Risen that summoned this bone wall and interrupted our efforts to save Vigil Keep. Our playing as a Guardian is very nice, because we have so many different AoE options, and we have a lot of options to like group up the enemies, so we can then AoE them down, because it's very difficult to AoE multiple enemies down when they're all spread apart, of course. Where I see another group coming in this way. Let's go ahead and leap this way. No cliffs for us to fall off this time. We are gaining quite a bit of experience from this, which is cool. We might be pretty close to leveling up to level 66 after doing this, which is fun. Go ahead and group this group up. AoE them down just like that. That's what I'm talking about. I feel like if you came in here with some experience boosters and like a kill streak booster, you could definitely gain a lot of experience in this moment. Because we just gained like 3 bars, I feel like. I'm not entirely sure. But we have almost held out long enough, as you can see. The flashing in the top right corner. Just a few more seconds. Let's group this group up. There we go. And then we have Vizier Gale Iron Ghoul. That is a very cool sounding name. But there are a ton of Risen here. Let's go ahead and just pop everything. Let's do this. And then, oh, I interrupted it. Let's do that. And then let's swap over to our Scepter and Torch.
I shall watch you fail.
Right, I feel like this is the strongest of the 3 bosses we fought in the different Order story missions. Where she does have this special buff for Flex Projectile, so I guess we should not be using the Scepter. Maybe we just killed our ally there, but let's go ahead and finish her off.
Well done, Crusaders. The Orions are defeated and the keep is safe. 3 cheers for the Vigil.
Hurrah! Victory for the Vigil!
It is fortunate that we arrived when we did. Those undead were about to overrun the keep. The Pale Tree is very wise. If Vigil Keep had fallen, we'd never be able to defend Lion's Arch.
Do you remember what she said? With unity, many impossible things can be achieved. She's right, Traherne. The Vigil can't fight Zhaitan alone. The dragon is too powerful. But there is another way.
Whatever you're planning, know that I will stand with you.
Thank you, Traherne. Come, let's talk to General Soulkeeper.
So let's report to the General right over here with a large contingent of Vigil just hanging out here, where we can go ahead and try to rebuild and recover from the attack from the Risen.
Warmaster, your timing was fortuitous. You and Traherne have saved our order.
It was our honor. If you don't mind, we need to brief you on recent events. Much has occurred in a very short time.
General, I've become convinced that the Vigil can't stand against Zhaitan alone. We may have an army, but we don't have the information or resources.
Huh. If it were anyone other than you, Warmaster, I might think you were a coward. But after what you did on the field today, continue.
The other orders of Tyria are as concerned about the dragons as we are. The Vigil should speak with them and launch a unified effort.
Speak with them? But the Order of Whispers are underhanded backstabbers, and the Priory are simpering scholars.
You're wrong, Efoot. They simply have their own ways of fighting Zhaitan. Both would be staunch allies in this war.
I don't like it, and I don't trust them. But I do trust you, Warmaster. And I trust Traherne. If he says we're up against overwhelming odds, I believe him.
Go to the other orders. Set up a meeting. Tell them the Vigil offers an alliance.
Thank you, General. I'll do everything I can.
I know so much about all, but I've done nothing to stop the devastation. Am I at fault?
The voice acting seemed a little weird there, but we can go ahead and pick a new helmet skin, where this is not as good as the one we got for leveling up to level 65, but it is a new skin we can unlock, where we just leveled up to level 66. So let's get this medium crafting bag, and now it is time for the Retribution story mission and to avenge our fallen mentor. Alright, let's go ahead and do this as our Silvari Necromancer, a member of the Priory, where we have to return to where we went to Claw Island originally, and we can go ahead and meet with all of the orders. It is currently nighttime, and we can go ahead and come down to the docks, where there are a lot of people here. We can see the Priory, of course, and the Order Whisperers, and the Vigil, everyone that we have just helped out in our previous story missions that we've just done. But then we also have Karis and Tegwin, whom we helped out last episode on our Priory character, where of course we have the other characters if he did this as our Vigil or Order Whisperers.
Stumbled out of his library, and the preceptor crawled out of her hole.
I see you're not letting rationality get in the way of your ignorance, Almora. How predictable.
Who are you calling ignorant, you twitchy little bookworm?
Wonderful. I see we're off to a running start. The Order of Whispers needs allies, not infants.
Enough bickering, all of you. Our real enemy lurks across the waves. Zaitan's servants march at the gates of Lion's Arch. We must band together, or we will all be destroyed.
When I joined my order, I swore to fight Zaitan. I will die for Tyria if I must. However, I believe that together we can win. The Vigil has shown tremendous courage in the fight against the dragons. This alliance will require courage as well. Why back down now? The Order of Whispers has seen nations rise and fall. You cannot hide from this threat. You need to make a stand. And who knows more about the dragons than the Priory? Just think of how much there is to learn. Where else but in awe?
By the worlds of eternal alchemy, you're bold. But you're correct. Knowledge is useless if it is not used. We shall aid you.
The Order of Whispers has worked for generations to bring nations together. We can do no less now. Our blades are yours.
The Vigil fears nothing, not even ill-tempered, undisciplined louts like these two. We'll join, but I insist there's a decent hierarchy. Who will lead this compact?
Logic dictates that it cannot be a member of any of our orders, lest one be seen as above the other two. Quite a conundrum.
I've already considered that. Traherne, you've never joined an order, yet they all respect you. You've studied all your life. Will you lead us?
I never wanted to be a soldier. I'm only a seeker of truth. But, yes, I will lead this pack to the gates of Ara, and together, we will see Zaitan destroyed. First, to Claw Island. Let us send our defiant message straight into the heart of Or. Tyria stands as one. All my life, I've watched Or, studied it, researched the abominations that Zaitan spawns. I have avoided the challenge of my wild hunt. I hid, always claiming I was not yet ready. I did not think Or could be cleansed. I feared failure, but you're right. It is time to act. We'll either cleanse the land or return to it.
The Pact, a unified force of the Priory, the Vigil, and the Order Whispers, and now let's sail to Claw Island. Here is the concept art. Very, very cool looking. But let's go ahead and load in where we are going to see the docks of Claw Island, or I guess technically right now we're underneath the ship. But we have many forces here alongside us with the Lion Guard. So hopefully this will go a little bit different than last time. Here's Tegun. Do you have all your gear? Remember your training. Keep your cool. We get through this. I'm ready. Where are Karis and the others? On the upper deck, that Order Whispers fellow Dorn has them guiding some specialist. You'd better get up there. So let's go ahead and attend to the strategy meeting.
Our company is complete. Now that we're assembled, we can begin the briefing.
Marshal Traherne, sir. I'm Efoot, liaison for the Vigil troops. The Lion Guard are clearing some road, but the inner courtyard gate is blocked.
My Priory explorers brought a biomantic siege capacitor, Marshal. Our top mystics have been working on it for some time. It could be useful.
I've heard of that device. Whisper's agent stole a copy of the blueprints, but we couldn't figure out your bizarre telemetry. There's a working prototype?
Of course. Nothing's beyond the Priory's intelligence. Unfortunately, it's a portable model, so it lacks the power to blast through a fortified gate.
What if we amplified this capacitor in some way?
Clever. The signal towers use magical panels to increase brightness. If we reversed the panel's direction and adjusted the enchantment, we could amplify the beam.
It's improvised, off the cuff, and madcap. But you know, it just might work. Still, there are far too many undead between here and the signal tower.
Leave that part to me. The Vigil may not understand your boo-boo-matic wheeze calculator, but we know plenty about killing undead.
Then we have a plan. Commander Efoot, move out. Your crusaders can guide the way.
Let us move out where we have Agent Zot, and we can go ahead and escort him.
Agent Zod, get that Priory device up to the signal tower and get it working. We need that barricade down.
To the signal
Is this
tower.
what I think it is? How do they compress all those angles? I don't just plug it in. I'm on my way, Preceptor.
And of course we have Karis here with us with some wardens, which is fun. Let's go ahead and charge forward a little bit and let's start dealing with all of the Risen, including this massive abomination. Where we are now up at the signal tower, and we can go ahead and kill this plague bearer, and then hopefully Agent Zot can plug that in to the signal tower. And we have a nice angle on the bone wall right there that is covering the gate into Claw Island.
Here's the panel. I have to reverse it, resource cell the amplification, and attach the capacitor. Just keep them off me. Reconstellated configurer coming up.
Let's go ahead and regroup at the fortress's inner gate. So let's go ahead and sprint this way, where we have now blasted through the bone wall and we can re-enter Claw Island.
We'll need to clear them of undead. We plan to utilize the siege.
It's cool to see the undead fighting the line guard up there.
Don't think about it. Just keep your eyes on me. We'll be fine.
Well done. We've secured the docks.
What about the courtyard, Marshal? That big dragon thing will be on us the minute we charge in there.
We need to retake the ramparts and deploy siege weapons. Then we can cover the sky while we clear the courtyard.
I can help there. Priory alchemists have crafted special ammunition to weaken champions like that one. We can force that monster to the ground.
Once you get it down, we'll get it dead. Put your trust in Vigil Steel.
Let's go ahead and escort Traherne to the central rampart, where there are just a ton of undead everywhere. This is a massive mess, a massive war zone now. But let's go ahead and just follow Traherne up this way. I have a cool room right here that I like a lot, but let's not get distracted there. Let's go ahead and start dealing with some of the undead along our way up. Traherne is going to take a nice tactical position and basically lead the forces from above, because of course he is now the leader of this united front against Zaitan, because he is a trusted friend of each of the three orders, and he is one of the world's most foremost scholars on the Risen, and he has happened himself into this situation with us, where we have been working alongside Traherne with strengthening the orders and trying to retake Claw Island as we do so now. So a lot of people have kind of like a weird feeling towards Traherne because he just takes like the mantle of leadership here, but in reality he is a very, very, very good character to be the leader of the Pact. Let's go ahead and chat with him. We must reach the bridge overlooking the courtyard, so we can come up here, but maybe we have to kill the undead around him right here first. There goes Traherne. Let's go ahead and take his orders.
Go with Winnet and retake the siege points. The plague bringer must be brought down.
Okay, let's go ahead and retake the siege points, where we have the northern rampart right here. Very easy to do so. And then we have the western rampart right here, so let's go ahead and deal with these Risen. A little bit harder, but still pretty easy. And let's go ahead and sprint back this way to the eastern parapet, where let's go ahead and fight these Risen Hylic. Where these Hylic are definitely much more challenging than the other enemies that we have been fighting, but I fear this one out of the circle, which is nice. So let's go ahead and maybe fear back a little bit more just to be safe. We can also probably kill him, where we have a ton of allies here helping us out.
Taking control of the siege points. Now we must join the fray. Forward.
Now let's join the fray and clear the courtyard and recapture it. We have this veteran Risen Captain, which I believe is the only enemy inside the circle. So let's go ahead and just obliterate him. He has a fire explosion effect and also frenzies. But there we go. We can start recapturing the courtyard with a very cool fountain in the center. And of course you can see that some of the ramparts here have been destroyed by the Dragon Champion. And we can see flying around here and there as we progress through this area. Where we now have a Blightghast, the Plaguebringer, a massive undead dragon, very similar to Traherne, to Quato the Sunless, which is another massive undead dragon and a minion of Zaitan. And we have these risen rotmouths that are going to pull us into them. And we also have this fear effect, which the spectral armor is probably going to be nice, so I probably should have saved that for the fear effect, but we can save that for the future. Let's go ahead and maybe try to deal with this risen rotmouth first, because it's a little annoying. There we go. And now let's come up to the dragon and just pop down all of our AoE fields here, and we can start dealing a lot of damage, where of course Blightghast has a ton of health, and I think you can maybe use some of the siege equipment in order to attack Blightghast from afar. I'm not 100% sure, but of course it is nice to be up here with all of the soldiers of the Vigil, the Priory, and the Order of Whispers. Where when we started our journeys in Tyria and in this Let's Play series, we started as a human guardian and we played each of the 5 different racial personal stories with the humans and the Char and the Norn and the Asura and the Savari, where each of the races had different stories related to their homelands and the very starting areas of the game, like Queensdale and Caledon Forest into the Brisbane Wildlands. But as we have progressed the story further and further, we then each, as a member of the different races, joined one of the 3 different orders, going from one of 5 races down to one of 3 orders, where we joined the Vigil, the Order of Whispers, and the Priory, and we progressed through the world and we completed many different things as a member of each of the 3 different orders, such as helping with the signing of the Treaty of Ebonhawk, all the way to helping out the Lion Guard here in Claw Island, where now we are about to progress into Act 3 of the Guild Wars 2 personal story, where the 3 different orders unite into the Pact, and we can go ahead and march against Or, and we can go ahead and lay siege to Zaitan's domain, where we basically have the entire Guild Wars 2 personal story as like an upside down pyramid, where it starts with a bunch of different stories as each of the different races and consolidates a little bit into the orders, and it now consolidates into the Pact, where we as a united front can go ahead and save Tyria from its biggest threat, or at least biggest threat yet. But first, let's go ahead and finish killing Blightghast, the Plaguebringer. %10 health left. Let's go ahead, deal the last little bit that we need to deal. Let's heal up just to keep topped off. Let's go ahead and throw that down, the poison field. And we're definitely taking a lot of damage, and it looks like the Risen Rotmouth has respawned. So maybe try to deal with it really quickly. But of course, Blightghast is defeated.
did it. We recaptured Claw Island, and in so doing, saved Lion's Arch as well. I do not know what lies ahead of us, my friend, but for the first time, I have hope. Hope that this alliance can save Tyria from the dragons. Hope for the future. Hope for all. We wouldn't have won this battle without you. Thank you. Now go get some rest. We've got a lot of work ahead of us.
I'm impressed.
Which, of course, with defeating Blightgast, we have avenged Tybalt, Forgo, and Siren, whom we will remember for the rest of our time in Tyria. But let's go ahead and chat with each of the three orders, where we have Effort. He says, "You may not be Vigil, but you've certainly proved your ability on the field. I never would have thought to see the day. If we can destroy the Plaguebringer, we can destroy Zhaitan." And they all salute us. Let's go over here, where we have the Order of Whispers, where technically this character doesn't know about Rio's identity, but Dorn says, "The Order of Whispers have never thought to see the day that one of the greatest champions of Zhaitan would fall. You did this, Athelsalian. Together, we will do more." And they all salute us. Where let's go ahead and come chat with Winnet over here, where she's kind of separated from the rest of the Priory, which is interesting. Everyone else is in like a group together. But she says, "A brave beginning. The Priory's engineers did a fine job with the trebuchets. Don't you think without you, none of this would have been possible? Siren would be proud. This will be a difficult road, but we can do it together." And they cheer for us, which is fun. But let's go ahead and now chat with Traherne, who is at the top of the gate here, where I love the lion statues here. They're very cool looking. But let's go ahead and chat with the new leader of the Pact Marshal, Traherne. New leader? First leader, I suppose.
This is a momentous day. The tide of history has changed, Traherne.
Indeed. Many people doubted. Even the Orders weren't truly certain it could be done. Never before has Tyria been so united. Let all hear the echo of this battle. We can defeat the dragons. We will.
Zhaitan waits at the center of Or, surrounded by a nation of undead. The battle to destroy the dragon will not be easy, but it can be won.
There is a ruined fortress at the edge of Or, south of the Shattercleft Hills. From that high cliff, you can see the spires of Or rising beyond the Straits of Devastation. We will take this fort and make it our own. The Pact will rebuild it. We will place our banners, and from there we will strike at the dragon's heart. I will make plans with the leaders of the Orders and gather troops at that location. You deserve some well-earned rest, my friend. Join me when you are ready, and together we will find a way to slay Zhaitan.
We should confer before you leave, Athelsalian. Do you have any questions? This new pact, how will it function? I spoke briefly with the leaders of each order, and they agreed that each would designate an individual leader for their troops in Or, all reporting to me. Do we know who those leaders will be? For the Order Whispers, Durn Veliquez. For the Durmand Priory, Winnet Fair-Haired. War Master Afut will organize the Vigil troops. Should I report to Winnet since I'm of the Durmand Priory? No. Your place is at my side as second in command of the Pact. I need you to help me keep all three of the Orders unified. I'm honored. What else should I know? I know a ruined fort on the coast of Or. It will take work to make it defensible, but from there we can strike directly at the heart of Zhaitan's forces. It needs a name that will inspire those stationed there. Any ideas? I've been so busy preparing for Claw Island, I haven't given it much thought. Do you have a suggestion? We are three groups coming together as one. How about Fort Trinity? That's perfect. Now I must gather our resources and organize the troops to march south to the coast of Or. I'll meet you there. Good luck. I'll see you soon. Where with that, we have completed Chapter 6 and Act 2 of the Guild Wars 2 personal story. This far, no further achievement unlocked, where we just leveled up to level 64, which is cool. So that is the end of chapter 6, as I just said, which means we can now progress into chapter 7, where in order to start chapter 7, we have to reach level 70, which we have not done on any characters. So now that we have completed a bunch of the story, let's go ahead and return to more of the open world exploration in Tyria, where I believe we have the Ruins of Ore, which has a bunch of stuff for us to explore. But beyond that, we have 3 additional maps. I'll have to double check on our characters, but we have 3 maps left to explore. We have Mount Maelstrom, we have Fireheart Rise, and we have Frost Gorge Sound. So we can go ahead and begin completing these 3 maps. But along the way, and as we progress into Ore, we have several dungeons that we can look at doing. So when we come down into our dungeons tab here, we can see that we have done the Ascalonian Catacombs, Cauticus's Manor, and Twilight Arbor, where we have now unlocked Sorrow's Embrace, the level 60 dungeon, which I think we'll do next episode, and it'll be similar to our other dungeon episodes, where then we have Citadel Flame at level 70, which we have to look forward to in the future. We have Honor of the Waves at level 76, and the Crucible of Eternity at level 78, but those are going to be far into the future, probably after we complete Act 7 of the Guild Wars 2 personal story. Where aside all of that, there are some other things that I want to explore in Guild Wars 2 during Act 3 of the personal story, 2 of which are PvP and World versus World. Where at the launch of Guild Wars 2, the game was designed around 3 big pillars: PvE, PvP, and World versus World, where we have pretty much been exclusively looking at the pillar known as PvE, and that is basically what we are going to be doing for the entire time in our Let's Play series. But I wanted to take a couple of episodes dedicated to the other pillars, where it'll probably only ever be in those episodes, but maybe I'll return in the future and we can do some more fun stuff at some point to break up our story in the future. But my basic plan that I got is we'll look at PvP in one episode and World versus World in one episode and call it good there and have fun exploring them as we do so, which we have a lot of stuff to look forward to. Where this episode was definitely very long, and this Let's Play series as a whole is probably going to be very long. Maybe we'll make it to episode 2000 one day. That would be insane, actually. But I hope you all enjoyed watching this episode, and I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Remember, as always, to drink some water, check your posture, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time in the world of Tyria. Goodbye.